Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Birds at the Rodeo. I'm Eric, the resident Eagles fan.
I'm Orlando, the resident Cowboys fan.
Man, what a first round of playoff games we were in treat to.
Literally, wild card weekend was wild.
Absolutely. Let's get right into it, man. The first game up on the board, the Rams versus the Panthers. I did not get a chance to watch that game. You did?
Yeah, I got to watch most of it.
Okay.
I was very surprised by the Panthers.
Yeah, they gave them everything they could handle.
More specifically with Bryce Young, I think that he played, very well in this game. Did a lot to put his team in a position to win. I think that at the end of the day, it came down to the Rams were the better team overall, and that kind of their experience, the talent level. I kind of think it just seemed it ended up being too much for the Panthers. But I don't think there's a single Panthers fan that's upset with how this season went, how the season ended.
You made it to the playoffs.
Gave what everyone would assume to be the NFC favorites. A run for their money.
Do you consider the Rams NFC favorites over the Seahawks?
Yeah, I think
really.
I think they kind of sputtered at the end of the season, but
you still like them over Seattle.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think that the JSN was the best receiver in the entire NFL all year.
Yep.
Sam Darnold was up and down. He did what needs to be done to get them in that position. But I just have a lot more trust in Matthew Stafford. I think
that's fair.
JSN is great. I think Puka is the more established, more consistent player. The things that the Seahawks excel at, I think, are. We're kind of moving ahead. Back to the Rams, Panthers. But yeah, I think that the Panthers, they played extremely well, fought extremely hard.
Yeah.
But the Rams were just the better team, so credit to them for that.
Shout out to the Panthers, man. Like I said, I didn't get to watch the game, but I love hearing that Bryce Young played up to his ability, and yeah, man, they just picked up his fifth-year option. So Carolina, y'all are humming, man. Y'all are growing. They're a super young team, so the fact that they were able to get to the playoffs and duel with the Rams to the very end, that's kudos to you, man. That's I know they don't take much stock in moral victories, but that is a moral victory, right? The Rams could have very easily came in there and blow their doors off.
Yeah, Bryce Young had 284 total yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have a pick, but like I said, he was decisive in his throws, hitting receivers in stride.
Yeah,
doing everything he could. It was just the Rams are a really good team. So
and their season, like you said, Matthew Stafford. Not a lot of that team, but some of that team, had been to the Super Bowl before. Mm-hmm. And, Sean McVay, obviously Super Bowl winning head coach. So the Rams, they just outlasted them, man. So kudos to the Rams. But shout out to the Panthers, man. I think they are ascending for sure.
Definitely a season to build off of.
Right, absolutely. Moving on to another former number 1 overall draft pick who cultivated and created and helped the Bears go on an epic comeback down 18 points. Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears come back in an epic way against the Green Bay Packers. Man, that first half, Chicago, they couldn't get nothing right.
And see, I didn't get to watch that game, but definitely shout out to the Bears.
Yes.
That helped the Cowboys a lot. We need that help our draft pick next season.
Yeah.
But I remember I came home and my dad was watching the game and it was 21-3, and I was actually surprised at that, just because all the injuries the Packers have been dealing with, the way they kind of ended their season versus the way the Bears did.
Yeah,
I thought that the Bears. I
thought the Bears were gonna come out and just put it on.
I felt like it should have been a pretty easy win from the Bears going into the game, and so when I saw that, I was very surprised.
Yeah,
and I remember my dad being like, "Oh well, the Packers they have experience," and then I was like, "Yeah, but they're just hurt. They're missing Michael Parsons. They're missing oh my God, they're missing a few different people.
Tucker Kraft, they're a Pro Bowl caliber tight end.
They're just not."
Their starting right tackle Zach Tar was out.
Yeah,
they were missing some guys for sure.
Not a healthy team, and like I said, the way they ended the season wasn't firing.
It's out too.
Firing on all cylinders. Sorry,
right.
I just kind of assumed that the Bears would come in and handle business. they didn't start off that way.
Yo,
So
I mean, the Packers came in and handled business, and they were punching them in the mouth. Now, mind you, this is a rivalry game, right? So, you know, basically everything we just said is valid, but that goes out the window in a rivalry game, right? And especially the playoffs. So, yeah, no, Green Bay, they came out and they were firing on all cylinders. Caleb Williams, the Bears, they couldn't get nothing going. I mean, Ben Johnson was pissed. Caleb's missing throws. I'm like, man, this is a par for the course, right? I mean, because the Bears, they call them the Cardiac Bears.
Right.
They are a comeback team. They are a second half team. And that showed up in every way possible in the second half. I can't remember correctly, but I'm not joking. I think the Bears scored like 25 points in the fourth quarter. It's something crazy doing like that. I can't remember. It was either the fourth or the third quarter. They rounded off 20 plus points. And the Bears defense, not the best, right? They had
it was It was what, 25?
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, dude, 25 points in the fourth quarter, that's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
It's like that Broncos game earlier this
Dude, like, that's insane. And again, the Bears defense, like, on paper, they're not that good. They're opportunistic in terms of turnovers, but they didn't even get turnovers.
Right.
They didn't even get turnovers. The Packers honestly self-imploded. Jordan Love couldn't get going in the second half. Christian Watson couldn't get going. I'll tell you what, because, you know, we talked about another quarterback that needs a number one wide receiver. I think that's what Green Bay is also missing, like a true number one guy to go to.
Right.
I don't think they have that. Josh Jacobs didn't really get the run game going. They had Josh Jacobs returning kicks. And I was like, what? Why?
Right.
I don't know what that was. But yeah, man, the Bears absolutely came out in the second half and it was like, yo, like, this is us. We're good. We're good. Came out, stormed back, and won. I say all that, and I ask you, do you think the Green Bay Packers should move on from Matt LaFleur after that?
I think that they were one of the better teams earlier in the season, and just the way the season kind of goes on, the things kind of break down, and I think that this season was definitely something to build on. It was the first season getting Micah. They re-signed him to that contract.
Yeah.
It's a buildable team, and I think that you want to at least give Malafeur more of a chance when the team was good enough in terms of the talent, but then the talent was also there, available, ready to play.
Yeah.
I just think that a lot of times in terms of like moving on from coaches, I feel like sometimes in terms of success, a lot of people be like, or might say like, oh, well, do you need things to be kind of perfect? And it's almost like, yeah, to win, you kind of do need things to go perfectly. You need things to fall your way, lucky breaks. It's all that. So it's like, unless it's been multiple different seasons of, you know, getting lucky breaks, things going right and just falling short. Yeah. Like that's when it's more time to like move on from a coach. A season where you kind of like had the Packers won that game, I feel like it would have been surprising. Like, oh my God, like for me at least, I would have been very surprised that they actually went and got it done. So it's like I wouldn't really hold that against Matt LaFleur in terms of them not getting it done. It would have been more of like, oh wow, I'm surprised he was able to get that. You know, I'm surprised he was able to make that happen given the circumstances.
Well, okay, but given how the game played out, how much blame and emphasis do you put on Matt Eberflus for that collapse?
Well, I put it all on Matt Eberflus, but
Matt LaFleur,
right?
Matt, there's too many Matts, man. There's too many Matts. But yeah, how much onus do you put on Matt LaFleur for that?
I do understand that sentiment of it.
Right.
I mean, y'all, yeah. Like,
and I'm not even saying that is why the Packers should or shouldn't move on from him.
But it should definitely play a factor.
Right.
It would definitely play a factor in the decision if that decision is made to be moved on. It would definitely be like, I mean, you had an 18-point lead.
Right.
And so it's like, it's all kind of, at that point, it's even hard to hide behind like, oh, well, everything didn't go right. The players.
Yeah. So, you just couldn't finish.
Yeah.
You just couldn't finish.
I mean, I understand that, but I personally would give him another shot.
Yeah.
But given that, I would not be surprised. I mean, I would still be surprised
if they moved on.
But well, I'd understand if that played a part and they used that to kind of be like, I don't know. I feel like we had the chance.
Yeah.
You didn't finish.
Right.
Time to move on.
Well, here's the thing too, Matt. Matt LaFleur. Golly, we just thought
He just came from the Bears.
you said Matt you so many times. I think like he's ingrained in my brain. The thing about Matt LaFleur, right? If you look at his, overall record and like the Packers making the playoffs in his tenure and time as head coach, right? Every time they've made it, it's been the 7th seed. Mm-hmm. Which, mind you, the NFL just added that recently. So,
right,
in theory, if they didn't have that, the Packers would have missed the playoffs 3 or 4 years in a row.
That's true.
Right? So there's also that. I don't know. I saw reports that I think the Packers are planning to keep him. At least there's two sides to try to come to an agreement. But he has 1 year left on his deal. They might not come to an agreement, and they might just let this next season play out, and we'll see what happens come 2027. But yeah, I don't know. I think I can see if you want to keep him, or you just want to see how this next year plays out. Cool, I can understand. But I could also understand if, look, man, like we would have missed the playoffs in another universe, right? The time you've been here, we would have missed the playoffs,
right?
Right, and you had a golden opportunity to make it to the divisional round with a banged up team, up 18, and you dropped that in epic fashion. So I can see why the Packers may want to move on from the two. And another thing is too, and I can't remember exactly the connection here, but John Harbaugh recently fired John Harbaugh. He has connections and ties in Green Bay. Mm-hmm. So, and we've already seen it because, we've all seen the reports, right? There's 8 head coaching openings because Mike McDaniels got fired. But when John Harbaugh got fired, there were only 7. And the report was that at least like 9 to 10 teams have already reached out. So that means
some teams with a coach are reaching out.
Yes, exactly. So who knows, man? John Harbaugh could end up a Green Bay Packer. Who knows?
And there's an extra team because like there's a team that needs a head coach but isn't reaching out to him, the Ravens.
Yeah.
So it means
actually, did you? Well, yeah. I don't know. Did you see? Sorry, real quick. Did you see Steve Bisciotti, the Ravens owner, in his press conference today?
No.
So when Mike Tomlin, when he announced that he was stepping down, he didn't know. He was basically like no. Like he said, Mike, like what's up? Like you wanna? And then, but I think he was kind of joking because he was like, I mean that'd be funny. He's like, what if John ended up in Pittsburgh? So I think he was kind of playing around with the idea.
Yeah, basically like a trade, almost like a trade.
Right, exactly. But yeah, I don't know. Green Bay is gonna be interested to see what they do with their roster and their head coach moving forward. We'll see how that goes. Moving along, man, the next playoff game on the docket, the Bills versus Jacksonville. Boy, oh boy. Jacksonville had their chances. They absolutely had their chances. But we spoke about it before we started recording. I think Josh Allen just, at a certain point in the game, the best player took over. And a little bit of help, maybe a hand or 5 teammates carry you to the end zone like that. But
yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Buffalo, they powered back. They came back and beat Jacksonville. And I'll say this too. Shout out to that beat reporter. Did you see that interaction with her and Liam Cohen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to her. I can't believe people are giving her crap.
I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either. Like, she's congratulating a first-year head coach on a successful season.
There have been way worse things said in press conference questions that have led people less up in arms than that.
Right.
So.
I didn't understand that. Don't agree with that. But the Bills move on. They are facing the Patriots now, I believe.
Yep.
But for Jacksonville, this was Trevor Lawrence's second time in the playoffs, I believe. Yeah, it was because he had that. Yeah. Oh man, Brandon Staley. But yeah, no, Jacksonville, they're on their way up. I'm just gonna say this. Travis Hunter, he should be playing full-time corner starting next year with a few packages at receiver. That's it. You have Brian Thomas. You got Jacoby Myers. He's locked up. You got Parker Washington. He's still on his rookie deal. You got Brandon Strange. I believe his name is the tight end. You got a pretty solid O-line. You got a pretty good run game. And Travis Etienne, I thought they were going to trade him at the beginning of the year, but he's come back into the fold. Your defense is pretty top-notch. You just add Travis Hunter in the mix to lock up one side of the field. That's all they got to do, bro. That's all they got to do. All right, they're young. Trevor Lawrence is young still. And Liam Cohen seems like he finally has figured out how to get Trevor Lawrence to play to his potential, right? Like he's finally starting to look like the generational quarterback that we all touted him to be, right? Coming out of high school, coming out of Clemson, right? He's They compared him to Andrew Luck and all this and that, right? And we hadn't seen that, right? On a consistent basis. We hadn't seen that through his first 4 or 5 years of the league. But Liam Cohen has been playing his best ball. So, yeah, I think Jacksonville, they're also another young ascending team, and I look forward to see what they do next year.
Definitely. I think that I agree with that Travis Hunter will be sticking to one side of the ball this year. I think they tried it earlier in the season, didn't really. They were expecting him to give production on like both sides of the ball. Right. He was kind of spread too thin and wasn't really getting production at either.
He wasn't having impact on either side of the ball.
Right. So I definitely think moving him to just one side would definitely help in the defense. I think it's easily quarters. They need the help more than the offense does in terms of weapons. They definitely have Jordan Lewis coming off he's
a slot corner though,
and he injured his foot. He broke his foot this year, so
you traded for Greg Newsome,
right?
Go ahead and put Travis on the other opposite side, man. Just let him do it and go to work, please. I'm not saying don't get him the ball. Like I said, just draw up a few packages here and there. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, I agree.
But moving on, and we just mentioned the Patriots. And I'll say this because I know you are a big anti-Justin Herbert guy. I'll say this because I love Justin Herbert. I do. Chargers just fired Greg Roman, their offensive coordinator. Obviously, they're going in a different direction and hopefully looking to modernize their offense. I'm gonna say this. It's time for Justin Herbert to step up in the playoffs. It's time.
Because he's 0-3 now.
He's 0-3, and he has never played well in the play. It's time.
One of those being the loss to Jacksonville, like we said, they had the 28-point lead.
Yep. Sure did. Now, again, he had the worst head coach in the league at the time, Brandon Staley. So I don't put that all on him. But, it's time, man. It's time. Because dudes can't keep justifying putting you in top 5 conversations, talking about your talent, this, that, and the third, for you to not show up when it counts.
Ever. Like, no playoff one. Because if they were to go again next season, if they miss playoffs, that's bad. But if they go win, then that point he's 0-4, right. Then it's like it's starting to really get.
No, it's time.
Yeah,
it's time.
He has to win his next playoff.
His leash is up. His leash is absolutely up. And the Chargers, I mean, like they got and I know he lost both of his All-Pro tackles. Like I know, bro. I know the O-line was beat up and battered. They were bad. I know. And maybe it's a little bit unfair, because Justin Herbert's team, like the Chargers were no match for the Patriots on any level.
Yeah,
on any level. I still need to see more from Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
I can't watch the Chargers play and say, oh, dang, man, if Herbert would have, made this player, I don't know, man. It's just, he has got to give us more come playoff time. He just has to. His team has to, the front office has to do a better job of building the right team around him. The Jim Harbaugh has to get back in the lab and really build his team out, right? I don't know, offensive coordinator, obviously, like I said, Greg Roman is out. But Jim has to do better. Justin has to do better. Front office has to do better. Hands down. Your defense is not getting any younger, right? Khalil Mack, I know he's still playing pretty well, but he's not getting any younger. Derwin James, he's not getting any younger. You got to start to find some new guys, man.
Yeah,
that's stuff to find some new guy. Running back, I mean, your first round draft pick, Amorion Hampton, he barely played this year. You signed Najee Harris to a 1-year deal. He was out for the season with, I think he popped his Achilles.
Something like that.
Yeah, like they were down to their 3rd or 4th string running backs. Like, no, man, we got to get more depth, man. Got to get more depth. So, yeah, man, but on the other note, shout out to the Chargers. Mike Vrabel and company handle business. Philly's own Milton Williams was a dog. But yeah, man, I mean, Drake May and the Patriots, honestly, that was child's play. Like, it was just, that was child's play. Drake May and company had no issues, no problem whatsoever. Stephon Diggs, I don't remember his stat line. I don't think he did a whole lot.
I can look it up. Yeah, but it wasn't crazy.
It wasn't crazy, no. But, I mean, the Patriots, they were just efficient, and they just moved the ball up and down the field. It was really no contest. Actually, no.
He actually didn't really do anything. He had 2 catches for 16 yards.
Yeah. I was like, I don't remember him doing much, but no, man. I mean, the Patriots, they were like a boa constrictor. They were just slowly but surely gripping the life away of the Chargers. But shout out to the Patriots. They're moving on. They are probably, I think they're the AFC favorite for me, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Like in terms of like on paper as a team, I think they're the best team in the AFC.
I wouldn't disagree.
Right.
I think it's toss up between them and the Broncos.
I like the Patriots more than I like the Broncos, honestly. I just think the Broncos, like, they rely on being a second half team too much, too much for my liking. But we'll see how that goes. Last night, the Houston Texans. Now, on paper, you would say the Houston Texans beat up on the Steelers, which in certain aspects they did, right?
They did on one side of the ball.
The Texans defense came ready to play. I'm pretty sure they forced Aaron Rodgers into retirement. We're just waiting on the announcement at this point.
Right.
Now, granted, the Steelers, as of right now, don't have a head coach. I'm assuming they also don't have an offensive coordinator, that being Arthur Smith. I told y'all, I've never been a fan of Arthur Smith. That man runs an archaic offense. I don't know why Mike Tomlin stuck with him for so long. Whatever, right? But yes, the Texans defense did their thing.
Best defense in football. By themselves, actually.
Absolutely.
Would have won by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion without the offense even doing it. They could have went 3 and out every drive.
Yep. Well, hey, man, they basically did. Aside from that 92-yard touchdown drive in the second quarter where they were running the ball down the throat. Nick Chubb and Woody Marks, who would have thought in 2026, right?
Right.
But C.J. Stroud, I don't know if he has some family that are Steelers fans. I don't know if he maybe wants to get traded to Pittsburgh. I don't know what that was. All I know is C.J. Stroud literally tried to give the Steelers the game.
Fumbled 5 times, lost 2 of them, then threw a pick.
Was it 5 times?
Yes.
Oh my God! I don't even.
They recovered 3 of them, so I mean it wasn't that bad. But lost 2, threw a pick.
That pick was bad, man. That was bad.
I mean he had 3 turnovers. His defense averaged 1 singular point per turnover given up. That's insane.
Like I said,
some of them were on their side of the field. Some of those turnovers were on their side of the field.
Yes.
That was only one of they got the ball basically in the red zone.
Yes.
And they still lost yards.
Yes.
I think they ended up getting the first down and still having to settle for 3. But they immediately started that drive going backwards after getting the ball in the red zone.
I literally thought D'Amico Ryan was gonna bench C.J. Stroud for Davis Mills. He looked like he was ready to do it. He looked like he was ready to pull the plug, man. And deservedly so if that would have happened.
Right.
Yo, because who do the Texans play now? They play
the
who is it? Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. CJ Stroud. I tried to give him grace. I don't know what that was yesterday.
Actually, I think the Bills might be playing the Broncos.
Is it pull it back real quick. Yeah, dude. CJ Stroud. I don't know what that was. I know he's had an up and down year, man.
Yeah, it's Buffalo and Denver and then Houston and New England.
Oh, okay. Houston only has a chance because of their defense. Only because of their defense. CJ Stroud, I don't trust him right now at all.
I agree.
At all. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm serious. If he comes out and gives me any of what that was last night, if I'm D'Amico Ryan, yo, Davis, get ready, bro. Because I'm not going through 3 turns. You can't turn that ball over 3 times against the Patriots and expect to win.
Right.
There's no way. There's no way. So, C.J. Stroud better be on a short leash if the Houston Texans want to have any chance.
Yep. And, I mean, I've been screaming it all season.
You think he's regressed?
No. Oh, well, I do think that. I think.
Yeah. I tried to defend it, but last night, that was.
I think that. I mean,
like missing Nico wide open like that.
It's after his rookie year, I thought I honestly felt like I was going crazy for being one of the only people who
felt like he regressed.
Not even felt like that. Thought that the regression was a possibility after just like before his sophomore season even started.
Yeah,
I
didn't think it wasn't a possibility. I mean, sophomore slumps happen all the time.
Yeah, that's why that was my main. I said verbatim multiple times. I think it's crazy how people think C.J. Stroud is going to be one of the only players in history to not have a sophomore slump, and it showed true. And then with this, what I was going to say is something I've been saying all season is that wins are not a QB stat.
He's still diagonal as hell,
and that right there is why
we might need to put that on a shirt, man.
Like after this game, I saw people saying C.J. Stroud, which it's the truth. Technically, has more playoff wins than Lamar Jackson, the Dak Prescott, the same amount as such as in it's like
yeah.
that's why you can't, because
But those are for the simpletons, man. Like we know that though, right? Like, come on, context, man. No one in their right mind is gonna sit here and tell me C.J. Stroud contributed to that win at all.
And the thing is, like, I argued with a Cowboys fan today, and
okay,
because I was like, and
what was he arguing for CJ over Dak?
they posted the thing saying CJ now has more playoff wins than Dak. And then people were like, bro, the defense did all that.
Dak has what? He has one?
He has 2 playoff wins. CJ Stroud has 3.
Yeah.
And so the guy's response was like, oh, we've had defenses that good before. No, never. First of all, there's not many teams that was one of the best defensive performances I've seen in a playoff game like in a while.
The Texans have the #1 defense in football.
And so the Cowboys in Dak's tenure were in the last 30 years have never
even had like a top 5 unit
in turn
defense.
And see, that's the thing. That's another thing. Ranking wise, regular season wise, he's never had that type of performance in a playoff game. And even
for the defense.
Yeah. And even when the guy's rebuttal was in the 2 times we lost to the 49ers, when the defense allowed like 23 points one game, 19 points another game. And those were 2 games that I think Dak should have, like, the defense played well enough to win. Dak should have played better.
Yeah.
But those are not comparable to what the Texans did. Like I said to start this segment, they outscored the Steelers by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, well, if Dak needs that type of defense to win his 3rd playoff game, we're doomed. And I was like, that's not what I'm saying. That's what CJ needed to win his 3rd playoff game. So to use that as a barometer as to why he's better than someone makes no sense.
Yeah.
And that's just like that's my whole wins are no wins
that. Yeah, I hear you. I think it's a fascinating conversation, right? Because like I just said, context matters, right? Go look at CJ Stroud's numbers. Go watch the tape. There's nothing you could see last night that would tell you to tell me that CJ Stroud contributed positively in that win.
Right.
Nothing.
And I was talking to my Texans friends about it. They're in the camp that CJ played amazing outside of those basically like take away those 4 the mistake he made, and he had a great game. I'm like, I get what you're saying in between, like, but
I'm not.
So those plays were bad, but they don't.
He had like a few good throws.
Yeah, and my thing, I don't think
like a handful.
The good throws
don't outweigh.
Yeah.
And it was a handful.
They don't excuse, like, he had just as many good throws as he did turnovers.
What about him missing Nico Collins wide open like that? Like,
right.
when does that happen?
Yeah, I didn't agree with that sentiment at all.
Like, no, CJ Stroud played horrible last night.
He was arguably the only Texan who did play bad.
Literally.
Christian Kirk was, amazing.
Nico, you know what? Nico didn't have a good game. He had some drops. Game. Yeah, he had some drops.
But
everybody else was. Nick Chubb was doing his part.
Right.
Nick Chubb is basically done. I hate to say it, but he's basically done.
Yeah.
But he was doing his part.
Exactly. So
Lee Marks, 4th round running back, was doing his part. The O-line, as beat up and battered and as bad as they've been, they were creating run lanes.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the defense scored 14.
Yes.
They had one really super long drive where they ran the ball over and over and over again.
Yes.
So that's 21, and they only had 30.
Yeah, and
30. And the rest were field goals.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't understand how you could possibly.
CJ Stroud did not play well. That's funny, because I talked to a few Texas fans today, too. They're with us. Like, CJ Stroud, like, he is on a very short leash right now. So I don't know what game they watched, but that was not Monday Night Football last night. Yeah, man, but the Texans are moving on nevertheless.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. They play the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, you can't turn the ball over 3 times against New England. Like that, I promise you that's not going to end well for you.
Shouldn't be able to turn the ball 3 times against anyone in the playoffs, but when you have that defense.
Yes. That nails you out. Exactly. All right, man. Obviously, there was one more game on the docket. The San Francisco 49ers ended the Philadelphia Eagles season. What do I say? Do I say I told y'all so? Do I say I've been saying this all season? How many times did I say it was going to be one and done? How many times did I say that?
Plenty of time.
Right? How many times did I say this is 2023 all over again? And what happened? What happened? First drive, San Fran punches us in the mouth, surprisingly, with DeMarcus Robinson. And I'm not even, listen, don't get me wrong. Quinion could have played better technique on those plays, but Reed Blankenship did not show up when he was supposed to show up. Because if you look at that post DeMarcus Robinson caught, Quinion was playing underneath because he thought he had backside help, but Reed Blankenship couldn't get over in time, bruh. Like, so needless to say, I love Reed for his contributions. I know he used to be a ball hog. He's just not that fast. He's never been that fast. I think we should move on from him at safety. His deal's up. I don't think we should bring him back. Whatever. We'll get deeper into that, a couple episodes from now when the season's over. We're talking about next steps in the offseason.
Right.
Yeah, that happens. We give up a touchdown. Yeah, I'm thinking, man, San Fran is punching us early. Now, they're injured. They're down. They're out, right? I'm like, man, San Fran is punching us early in the mouth at home. How are we going to respond? And we respond. We march down the field. We score. We have continuity on offense. It is complimentary football. We're throwing the ball decently, aside from, those A.J. Brown one-offs. We're rolling the ball. We're running it. It's going pretty well. I'm like, okay, we respond. Right? 49ers march down again. They score. I'm like, okay, hold on. Let's see, man. Let's see. And then, and let me not forget, Jake Elliott out here missing extra points. It's time.
So I've been seeing Eagles fans. They do not fail to mention Jake Elliott in terms of the loss.
He got to go.
And
I'm not even for yesterday or the Sunday. It'll be time.
I'll say, okay, so it's over.
He's had 2 bad years. It's been time.
From that game, he missed the extra point, but we kept y'all in the game with the field goal.
Yeah,
but if it's an overarching thing,
it's been way past the past 2 seasons. He has not been a good kicker.
I could agree with, but I've been seeing people like
he's not the reason we lost.
Yeah, that I've been seeing people mentioning him with AJ, Jalen, Kevin Patullo. In terms of the reason why.
Overall, that was bad.
You need every point.
You need every point you can get in the playoffs. That was bad, Jake. That right there, that just solidified it to me. Like, all right, it's time, bro. It's time, Jake. You been cool. It's time, bro. It's time to move on. No, yeah. You mentioned, we're talking about who to blame for the loss. AJ Brown. Let me say this. I don't fault him completely for the 2 plays in the first half. That deep over. First of all, there was 3 guys there. If he would have, I didn't think he was going to make that catch in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
The other one down the right sideline,
where he kind of like got right past the dude at the left.
Right. Yeah. But then could he have laid off that play? Sure. Could he have turned back around? Honestly, what he probably should have done was stop, turn around, and try to come back to the ball more to try to sell a pass interference. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he should have done. Whatever. When him and Nick Sirianni are going at it, I'm seeing Nick Sirianni yell at him, "Get off the field!" And now apparently AJ Brown calling him a B word and whatever. I don't know. I didn't read the lips. I can't see that type. Whatever. Like that. When that happens in that moment, all right, whatever. Right. Cooler heads will prevail. 3rd down. Last drive of the game. 3rd down. You're AJ Brown. You're open over the middle. And you drop that pass. You over here talking to your coach. You get in his face saying God knows what. And you don't make that play.
The kind of turmoil behind the all season. However right he might have been, bringing all those kind of concerns to the media, and it's like to complain about not getting the ball, which might have been true, but then to get the ball in the most crucial moment and drop it is like it's as bad as it gets.
See, here's the thing though, he wasn't even complaining about he wasn't like directly complaining about not getting the ball.
Overall, just the offense,
right? He was just listen. And I sat here, I defended him all season. I said I agree with him. I'm with him 1,000%. You can't do all that And then when your number is called, when your season is on the line and you don't catch the ball, I'm gonna say this, man. That night, Sunday night, I was off the AJ Brown train. I was off the AJ Brown train. I was like, you know what? It might be time to move on from him. Like seriously. And
Do you think he's played his last game as an Eagle?
I think what I saw was somebody who, like, in that very moment, Sunday night, that moment, right? I saw somebody that looked like he didn't want to be there.
Yeah,
I saw somebody that was tired, all his emotions caught up to him, and in the most pivotal moment, he dropped the ball. And he just looked like he didn't want to be there.
yeah. I agree. I think
He didn't talk to the media afterwards. He left.
yeah.
He dapped up Jalen Hurts, a couple of guys,
his body up.
which I don't like and appreciate on this level. Like I just said, we just talked about it. You do all that throughout the season.
Yeah.
You claim to be a top 5 receiver, right? We all hold you to that standard.
1K always open. That's his social media name.
Right. And you can't gum up enough to face the microphone, face the music, and come on and say, I failed. I dropped the ball.
Yeah.
I had a bad game.
I agree with that 1,000%.
I had a bad game. Like you like that's a bad look.
Yeah, to be very vocal in the media
That's a
throughout the
bad
season, and then when it's your time to step up,
Face the
take
music,
accountability,
man.
you run away.
Because you know what, too? Nobody would be giving him as much crap as they're giving him right now had he came up, faced the music. You know what? It's my fault. I played bad. I expect better myself. I let the fans down. My fault. Yo, just come out and say that. Right?
I definitely agree, like what you said about it not looking like he wanted to be there. Like I think had that been a decision that was supposed to be made like that after the game,
Yeah.
he would have been like, I'm out. It would have been a Hamilton type thing. But I feel like the team is tired of him, like the front office coaches, and he's sick of everything. I think now throughout the offseason, you might be able to, get some level heads, calm everything down.
Right.
Potential for the future, but
Because they asked Jalen about it, and Jalen was very like, I spoke to AJ, we're good, he's good, right? I don't think AJ Brown has played his last game for the Philadelphia Eagles. I love AJ Brown, dude. I do. I love him. I truly do. I posted it on my story after the game. We had, and when I say we, I mean the Philadelphia Eagles from top to bottom. Howie in the front office, Nick Sirianni and the offensive coaching staff, or the new offensive coaching staff. We'll get to that in a second. The players, training staff, whatever. Everybody in that building has some serious soul searching to do. Okay? That includes AJ Brown. That includes Nick Sirianni, right? You cannot do that and then not face the music. You can't. So I love AJ. I'll tell you this right now. I'm probably one of the few, or maybe not, I don't know. Because I talked to other Eagles fans and they're like, oh, they don't want to give it to AJ. I'm not so closed off to the idea now.
right.
I'm not so closed off to the idea. I love AJ Brown. I do. Man, we got to mature some. All right. We have to mature some. Now let me get to Kevin Patullo. Yo, man. Like I said, I expected this season to end the way it did, and it played out exactly how I thought it would. And I am flabbergasted. I am disappointed. I am heartbroken that man wasted a championship level run. I am pissed off that Nick Sirianni allowed him to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I am pissed off that Kevin Patullo got the opportunity to do this.
Yep.
I am pissed off that he showed flashes a little bit. He showed flashes of competency when it came to calling offensive plays, right?
I think he excelled in the red zone. I feel like that's where a lot of his I saw a lot of his
You know what a red zone stat is? So our offense, we are number 1 in red zone touchdown efficiency in the league. The caveat to that is we are the last in the league that gets to the red zone.
It's probably the opposite of like the Texans defense. So they give up a touchdown every time you get to the red zone, but you can't get to the red zone.
Right. So we were amazing in the red zone. We just couldn't get there that often.
Right.
We also led the league in third and outs.
Yeah, that's definitely.
How does a team with Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Tank Bigsby, how does that
Dallas
team,
Goedert.
Dallas Goedert, how does that team lead the league in 3 and outs?
Play calling.
Yeah, and I'm not, because it's over, right? News broke at work. I screamed hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Kevin Patullo's out. Thank God. Now, folks, they've been asking me, and you might even be wondering too, do I think Nick Sirianni needs to go? I'm going to say right now, no. And I'm only going to say no because his track record speaks for itself. Say what you want. The man is a winner. Say what you want. He's taken us to 2 Super Bowls. We've been to the playoffs every year he's been here. Say what you want. And there's a lot to say.
Yeah.
Last year, I wanted to go for a stretch. There's a lot you can say. But I think he's earned enough rope to be able to bounce back from this year. Some folks are saying, well, he bounced back from 2023, right? Like that should have been the rope right there. Whatever. We won the Super Bowl last year, bro. That should give you a little bit, even though we did fire Doug Peterson after he won us the Super Bowl. So no, I don't think the Sirianni should go. I will say this though, Seth Joyner, he has said he basically feels like we the Eagles, we need to bring in a Vic Fangio type of offensive coordinator. And what he means by that is Vic Fangio, he runs the defense. When I say he runs the defense, I mean he calls plays. He's responsible for which players play, who we bring in. He runs the defense, right? He said we need to bring in somebody like that on offense. I'm not opposed to that. Here's what I need. And here's what Jalen Hurts needs, ultimately. Get somebody that's going to stick around for a few years.
Yeah.
He's had a different offensive. Do you realize he's had a different offensive coordinator every year since he started at Alabama?
I was just thinking about the NFL.
Dude, since he started at Alabama, he's had a different offensive coordinator every season. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, can we please get somebody in there that is either a little young, but like young enough where they're not going to leave for a head coaching job right away, or somebody seasoned that's not looking to get a head coaching job.
Right. They're just only interested in being a
right. Just interested in having a run. Jalen Hurts needs this. Like he needs it. We need it. Please. Kevin Stefanski's available. Mike McDaniels is available.
That was the name I saw floating around like immediately.
Yeah, dude. Like, Mike, you want to come run an offense with Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Tank Bigsby, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith? Oh, by the way, if you still have a pretty good O-line when healthy, you want to come? Yeah, what? Come on, bro. I'm seeing people talking about the Eagles. It's not that enticing of a gig. What are you talking about? We got our whole offense locked up for a couple seasons.
Right.
Granted, we might need to O-line, we might need to shuffle around a little bit because of injuries and subpar play a little bit, but no, you're tripping, bro. You are absolutely tripping. We are still one of the most talented rosters in football.
Definitely.
So, yeah, dude, I don't know. We might take our time. And you know what? I'm cool if we really take our time with this offensive coordinator search. We got to get it right. Because I'll tell you what, we bring in somebody who's piss poor next year, everybody got to go. I'm serious, bro. Everybody got to go. Like, hell, make Vic Fangio the interim head coach at that point. Like, seriously. If he comes back, I hope he comes back. I don't know if he'll retire, but yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles season comes to an end. Title run comes to an end. There will be a new Super Bowl champion. Shame on Kevin Patullo. Shame on Nick Sirianni. Shame on anybody who contributed to this lost season. It is what it is. Other news of the day, we kind of touched on it earlier. Another coach in Pennsylvania, Mike Tomlin, has stepped down from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think we looked it up last year, but I'm going to look up it just to...
19 seasons.
Yeah.
19 seasons. I thought it was time. You can only keep getting bailed out for going 500 so many times.
Right. And at the end of the day, being slightly above 500 stops being like the bar you want to hit. Right. I mean, it's like it's cool in seasons where you're like, oh, you shouldn't have been that good, but it's like, oh, they go. It's almost like they're guaranteed to go 9-8 regardless of if they're supposed to be good, if they're supposed to be bad.
Right.
So it's like then sometimes that's not how it'll be.
It doesn't matter because if you're just gonna get bounced in the first round, which they've done like every year, I think since they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But it's I can't remember the exact number, but like he's 0 in like 8 or 9 in his last in playoff games. Mike Tomlin is a good head coach. If he wants, he'd be. Whether you want to put him 1 or 1A, 1B to John Harbaugh, he's one of the top 2 names available now.
Definitely.
If he was to keep coaching, there's some talk he might take a year off. He might pull a Sean Payton. I don't know, but it was time. It was time. Pittsburgh, they gotta move on, move in a different direction. They gotta get a new head coach in there. Obviously, they gotta get a modernized offense in there. They gotta find their quarterback.
Definitely going. Even if but they need for the future because it's not gonna be Aaron Rodgers.
No, I think he's done. Mike Thomas gone. He's definitely done. I think Aaron Rodgers is
done. Tell you that for sure.
Yeah, they got which I don't know how they're gonna find their quarterback because I'll stand by it. I said they should have traded T.J. Watt before the season. I still think they should have traded T.J. Watt. I'm not gonna lie to you. To get picks,
they need them.
Yeah,
they definitely need the picks more than superstars right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Pittsburgh, man. It's gonna be interesting. And you know what? I'll say this too. I want to see some new faces. Like I want to see like new faces get head coaching gigs this season. I don't want to just see the retreads. I don't want to just see the retreads. The NFL needs new blood, young blood. Like more teams need to take chances like the Rams.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like Sean McVay was like, dude, he's not even 40 years old yet.
Yeah.
He's coached 9 seasons.
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
Right? But it worked out. I'm not saying everyone's going to work out, but teams are willing to take chances. Yeah, man, absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see, how the Titans, the Giants, the Ravens, the Raiders, the Steelers, who else am I missing? The Dolphins. Miss anybody?
I think you said Ravens.
Yep.
You said, I think that's a...
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how those teams decide to fill their head coaching vacancies. Oh, the Browns. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they fill those head coaching vacancies. And obviously, as more news comes out and teams, coaches sign, we'll get deeper into that as the playoff run goes and off season approaches.
Definitely.
But before we get out of here, it is time for What Say You. Mm-hmm. And this week, we are going to talk about which show or shows, maybe, in our opinion, in recent history have had the worst ending. All right, any of you who are Stranger Things fans obviously know Stranger Things 5 came out and completed and finished recently. A lot of people have feelings about the ending. Me personally, I thought it was good for the big plots. I thought it wrapped up the big points pretty nicely. But Lando, what say you? What show has had a bad ending to you in recent memory?
So I have 2, but one of them's kind of like the opposite. But the first one is Snowfall. I despise the ending of Snowfall. I despise the way people who enjoy the ending of Snowfall kind of treat the situation. I'm the type of person where I go for the main character every show, no matter what. I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
I'm not watching this show to...
You're loyal from day one.
I don't like the anti-hero trope, the kind of... because you see it a lot of in shows like that, drug-related shows, like Breaking Bad, Power, like Ghost, Walt, like those they're not good people, but they are the protagonists of the show. So that's who I'm rooting for. And in Snowfall... obviously there'll be spoilers. We're talking about endings of shows, but the way...
If you haven't watched it at this point, I got nothing for you.
Yeah, but I think that everyone says, like his mom should have, she was saving him from being like, the money would have just, like, he was already corrupt. He was already, going down that path. She did nothing but remove the opportunity of being able to just live the life that he had just built up. I think that her letting the money be transferred and then killing Teddy would have done nothing but I mean, just gave kind of everyone a happy ending. And then a lot of people try to say that, oh, well, Teddy would have never given that money. He was like pulling a trick.
I don't know if Teddy would have given the money. You think he would have?
I don't see how he couldn't have. I don't see how he could have possibly had anything up his sleeve. Now, if you want to say he would have gave him the money and then came for Franklin after the fact, I don't disagree with that. But I don't agree. I don't think that he would have been able to do anything to Franklin after the fact. Once Franklin was $73 million, I'm taking my chances with him every time. Because I mean, the people, they have to like Teddy had already beat Franklin. Franklin tricked him to trap him to kill his father. What Franklin should have done from jump to get that money was get his son. Now that's very
Get Teddy's son.
Yeah. That's very dark and obvious. It's fiction. So if you steal $73 million from me, your loved ones are in danger. Are in real danger.
Oh, that's funny.
So I think that's where Franklin should have done. But they still got Gustavo, tricked Teddy, had him trapped, torturing him, doing the whole 9 yards to get that money. So it's clear that even Franklin without money, would be capable of outsmarting Teddy.
Yeah.
So I feel like he would have. I don't really know about the plan after the fact. As anything could have happened, but I think that Franklin should have at least been given a chance to get that money back after Teddy stole it.
Yeah.
And then my other one is kind of the opposite. It's a pretty universally hated ending, but I love it. I think it makes the perfect sense, and that's How I Met Your Mother.
I've never seen How I Met Your Mother.
So the entire show kind of is obviously based on the name How I Met. The main character is just recounting the story of how he met their mother, but the first 7 seasons are literally just him and his friends, like just their regular life. Like the mother didn't get introduced until
the last season?
So one of the last seasons, and he doesn't even like they tie it all together to where everything like leads up to that in a sense. But
is it like How You Met Your Mother in a romantic sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's dating his friend's mom, or
no? What do you, his friend's mom? What do you mean?
Or I literally see the show,
so he's explaining the story to his
kids how he met their mother.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. He met their mother, and so
Okay.
And spoilers. The mother, once she's introduced in the last season, but then the story transitions into basically the mother's no longer there. Like he's telling the story to his children
like
in Parents' Day, but
okay.
The mother has already passed away in Parents' Day, so it leads all the way up to that. But throughout the entire show,
it was just like his life.
Yeah, up to that.
Yeah, okay.
He was in love with Robin, who's another one of the main characters.
He didn't end up with Robin though.
He dates her on and off throughout the show, and then the very last episode when he finally ties it all together, and they're like, the last thing he does on the show is goes and gets back with Robin.
Oh, the last episode.
Yeah, that's how the show ends. Like,
after.
Yeah, the mother's passed away.
Yes.
He's explaining to his kids how he met her, and then they're literally like, "Are you just doing this so you can like ask this if you can date Aunt Robin again? Like, we love Aunt Robin. She's cool. Do it." And to me, I loved it, and so that everyone hates the ending because there's mainly people who never really liked the relationship of Ted and Robin, and then they're like, well, what was the point of the whole show if he was just gonna get back to Robin? But I just, in the context of the show, I think him and Robin were perfect. I think they belong together. That's who he should have been with, and even in the sense with the way where I think they were even more perfect for each other at the time when the show ended, when they got together, because their main problem and the reason they ended up broken up was because their futures didn't really align. Ted always wanted kids. He wanted a family.
Robin didn't want kids.
And Robin was more career oriented, wanted to focus on that and do that. So now, 20 years later, Ted has had his kids, had his family. His wife, unfortunately, passes away.
Yes.
It's a perfect time to be with Robin. in my eyes. So I've always,
You know what?
I've never disagreed with the How I Met Your Mother ending, and I think it's, other than like Game of Thrones, I feel like it's one of the most.
Have you watched Game of Thrones?
I watched.
Because I just spoke to somebody about the ending of that show. So I've never seen it, but
So I had never seen an episode of Game of Thrones. The last season was about to start, and my coworkers were like, "Oh my God, you got to watch it. It's the best show ever. Got to watch it." So I started it with the hopes of being able to catch up, and then
were you able to catch up? Because it's a lot.
And so I watched pretty much all of it, and then right before I got to the start of the 8th season, it was the end of the 8th season, and throughout everybody was just talking about how bad it was. So I never even watched the 8th season.
I spoke to somebody who they kind of give me the clip notes of like the ending of Game of Thrones. They kind of sold me on it. I might start. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not even gonna lie. You kind of sold me on How I Met Your Brother. I feel like I need to start that show now.
Oh, it's literally me and my brother's favorite show. It's hilarious.
I'll say this about Snowfall. I hear what you're saying, but for that exact reason, I disagree with you. I think that's why it's such a good ending. Because number one, here's the deal. In the drug world, really, Franklin got lucky the way he got out. Now, it could have been better. Hold on. It could have been better, but you had to be the dead or in prison.
Mm-hmm. And that is people's main rebuttal to my argument of that. And
hold on. That's not even my argument for it, though.
I just want my personal reason I disagree with it so much because I'm sick of that being the ending to every drug show.
Well,
just once, I do want the main elephant to not end up dead in jail, or in Franklin's case, a bum.
Yeah.
And so I'm sick of that. Literally every drug show. And I get because it's more, but
it's more realistic, and
that I'm not watching fictional entertainment for realistic.
I hear you.
The Fast and Furious movies are some of my favorite movies in the entire world.
I should have stopped after Paul Walker.
I am not a person looking for realism, and we talk about this in gaming. Like, I don't want games to be difficult. I use entertainment to escape reality.
Oh, you know what? That would have been a good one too. I had you know what? I'll throw this out here to you too. We got two times on What Say You this week. I'm in the NCAA football league, the college football league, and with a couple of my coworkers, and we were talking about maybe we should start a Madden league, and I was saying there would just be some parameters because anybody who's ever played Madden knows the game is cheese, the game engine is stupid, and if you really want to outsmart the game, you will every time.
Yeah,
right?
They're definitely. I'm a religious Madden player, and it is absolutely more so beating the mechanics of the game rather so than, not always obviously, but there are definitely a lot of instances where you're beating the mechanics of the game rather than the other person you're playing.
Exactly. Or the CPU.
Yeah. So I agree for sure.
But my point in that was we have a mutual friend, Trey Taylor. No Trey, love Trey.
The king of exploiting.
The king of cheesing. If I've ever met one, listen, Trey Taylor is the king of finessing the Madden CPU.
Yeah.
I'm talking about trades, free agency, the game itself, whatever, right? So I remember Trey was basically the reason we started to have trade rules.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was because you're letting all these things go, and it's like, dude, the CPU is stupid, so of course they're gonna accept that trade.
Right.
Right? And I'm talking to my coworkers about it, and I'm like, just to keep some parity of the league and everything, he threw out a trade. Okay, let me ask you something. He threw out a trade. He's a Seahawks fan, because we talked about just being our favorite teams. And he's like, oh yeah, I trade Cooper Kupp for Brian Thomas. And I'm like, of course you would. But I said, wait a second.
But the Jaguars wouldn't.
Right. And he's like, but the game would accept that. And he was like, because you say Cooper Kupp and a few first-round draft picks. I'm like, dude, no. I was like, why? I said, why would the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm thinking as realist here, why would the Jacksonville Jaguars trade their star receiver on a rookie deal for a washed-up Cooper Kupp and some picks? We don't know what those picks will turn out to be. Those picks could be busts.
Literally.
Right? And he's like, Eric, it's a game. And I'm like, dude, no. I can't. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, I don't want to let you sink the Jacksonville Jaguars in Madden. That's not fair. I'm not here for that.
And see, me personally, that's why I play games alone.
Ultimate Team. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying
Ultimate Team, right? And when I do franchises, I normally do them alone.
right.
Or and if I do them, I definitely abide by those rules.
Like, I'm not crazy, right? Like,
No. For in a joint league, yeah, for sure, not at all.
come on,
In
man.
my own offline personal Cowboys league, do I trade for Max Crosby, Quentin? Of course, but that's because that's not when you play other people. I think that it should definitely be
Right,
as realistic as possible.
You talking about trading Brian Tom, and I guess that technically is sports related, but like, yo, video games really, because I tested our friend Jamal, like, I was like, man, like, me and you are a dying breed of like, how did I phrase it? I told him, I said, I gotta pull it up now. I told our friend Jamal, shout out Melanie, baby Ellie, and Olivia on the way. I texted him and I said, there aren't that many ethical gamers like you and me anymore. And I really feel like that, man. It's like, dude. And everybody's like, well, if the game is gonna let them, like, of course the game is gonna. Madden is such a horrible game. Listen, they use a story mode game engine for a football game. Madden is stupid. Of course, if you offer us Cooper Kupp and a few first-round draft picks for Brian Thomas, oh, gladly accept. Green bar, and now you got a star rookie receiver.
Right.
Not rookie, but on a rookie deal, right? Like,
And that's why I've even declined to play in some of these leagues because that's just not my cup of tea when it comes to gaming. Right? It's just
Shoot, maybe me and you and Jamal should start a league then. No, are you open to it?
maybe. And I'm like, we even had one, and I quit.
oh, y'all.
Was I?
Hello, did we tell a story of how you accidentally nuked the league?
Yeah, and I didn't even realize. So I was the commissioner of one of the leagues once, and it was, I think, was I playing you or
No, you
playing
were
Trey?
I don't know if I think you were playing. Were you playing Trey? I thought you were playing a computer.
I don't remember.
I swear, I think you were playing a computer because we were all waiting on. Listen, we were all in the league together, and Leno was one of the commissioners, and he might have been the only commissioner because I think that's the only way you could nuke the way he did. But Lando got extremely upset at something that happened in the game. Do you remember what happened in the game?
I don't remember I just remember the game, just the game cheese, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And so
And he left the league.
left the league because
Text the group chat. I'm done. I'm through with this. This game was stupid. And we're all like, all right, fool, whatever.
and I'm thinking I can just leave. They'll be able to continue. No,
This
since I was commissioner, shut it all down.
The league. Like we couldn't. We're clicking on it. No longer this league doesn't exist anymore. This man nuked the league because the game pissed him off so bad.
Like the mechanics of the game are terrible. And it's even worse online and playing Ultimate Team. It can be very frustrating, but
I just want y'all to imagine, like, in the group chat, somebody was like, "Yo, did the league just get nuked? Like, did Orlando just nuke the league?" Oh, that was funny, man. That was funny. But yeah, okay. Before we get out of here, my point with Snowfall, I'm going back.
oh yeah, you're right.
My point on Snowfall, I think because he had it all and then he lost it, that is so great. Like, that's life, man. And I know you don't like the realistic stuff, and I know, but like, hey, man, you had it all, you lost it all. You know?
It's like, it's not even more
Life
so that
comes at you quick.
it's not even more so that it's the realisticness of it. It's just that that's literally every show. Like,
But
they made it a little different because he's a bum.
you haven't seen Ozark, right?
Oh, we have talked. We've talked about this.
We talked not about this. We talked about best drug. Like,
Yeah, that's what it was.
Have you seen Ozark?
And that was the thing. I didn't finish it, but you said they do get away.
They do. Yes. So not every show.
That's good. Well, then,
But I will say, okay, like Narcos, that's based on true stories. All those guys ended up dead or in jail,
yeah.
right? Pablo Escobar, the I can't remember the other ones, but yeah, all those guys ended up dead or in jail. Breaking Bad. I mean, let's be real. Walt wasn't gonna get away with that. The kids was gonna come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jesse got away, but Howard, Ghost died. right? So I think that's the show, like capturing what, and I know whether you like it being real or not, but like this is the life, right? Like this is the life. You don't get to get off scot-free. It never works out like that, right? It never works out like that. So I appreciate that part of it. I'm not gonna lie.
I need somebody, just one
Watch Ozark.
African American drug dealer to get up like Ace. Paid him for Ace he got away.
There you go. There's your win.
He got those diamonds and dipped.
There's your win. There's your win. But hey, that's a wrap on this episode of Birds at the Rodeo. I'm Eric, the resident Eagles fan.
I'm Orlando, the resident Cowboys fan.
Like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yep.
Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for all the support. We appreciate you all.
Absolutely.
Playoffs are here. Obviously, both of our teams are out of it, but the playoffs are here. We will still bring you content. We will talk through who we think is the Super Bowl favorite now, who we want to win, who we think has to win, who's on the hot seat to finish the job.
I'll be going for the Broncos for the rest of the season. Come on, Jade.
Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. If I had to pick one right now, you know what? I like the young guys. I like what New England got going on right now. I'm rolling with them. I'm rolling with New England.
I'd be okay with that. I have more reasons I have more teams that I have like specific reasons why I don't want them to win, rather than teams where like Jade, I want the Broncos to win because they're Jade, but then after that, I'll be okay with the Patriots winning, be okay with the Rams winning.
I have faith in that team the most.
And that's about it. The rest of the teams in the league, I have specific reasons that I want each one of them to lose.
That might need to be a segment next episode. Leto's playoff hate list. Yeah, we'll call it that. But until next week, peace.
Later.